Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Thanks for checking in here on a very busy Friday. We are going to get to as much as we possibly can today. Obviously, with the NBA game finals being played tomorrow night, Stanley Cup final now in favor of Carolina. They'll play Game 6 out here in Vegas over the weekend as well. We have a College World Series game going on. In fact, the lid lifter, as we like to say, to the event. In West Virginia leads Troy right now 5-4 as they play in the fifth. Also, there is a World Cup match going on. All of every single Canadian who I know freaking out. They trail Bosnia 1-0 at halftime. And the Major League Baseball card today as well. Great guest, Eddie Olczyk in 30 minutes. Matt Vascagian in an hour. Matt Moore coming up in 90 minutes, among others here on the program today. How you feeling here going into the weekend?
Good. Canada's in trouble.
Yep.
Can tell you that. And fired up for a great weekend. USA tonight. Can Carolina finish it off? Can the Knicks close the deal Saturday? Open bar, all you can eat tomorrow here at Circa. I'm ready.
Yeah, beyond the booth. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock out here at Circa. And can't wait to meet everybody who's coming in, making the trip out here for the weekend to hang tomorrow with a very busy day. And the World Cup's going to be extremely busy. College World Series as well. Do you think John Tortorella has to make a goalie change? 4 goals allowed by Hart again last night.
Yeah. It's a gutsy move because of the timing, and you're putting someone in so cold. But we just saw what happened and how it's worked out for Carolina. Mm-hmm. While it wasn't Anderson's fault, and you can't put on all the blame on Hart, certainly the death of Claude Lemieux, and maybe there was a concussion and other factors with Anderson, but nobody expected Bussy to come in like that and save the day. And what he did and how they came back, and now they've turned that into a 3-2 series lead. We are entering, though, C.J. Stroud territory. I had no problem with the question, what Johnny Lazarus said, the former VSiN employee. But here's the appropriate question, and it goes back to Stroud in the playoffs. What will it take for him what does he have to do to get pulled? That's the question.
I like the analogy.
That's what it's got to be.
Nothing, evidently.
That was right. That's what Ryan said with Stroud.
Yep.
Like, he can throw 6 interceptions in a playoff game and you're not going to pull him?
Yeah, he's my guy.
Well, he can't lose his job? So I would think if it's 2-0 Carolina early on Sunday, then you can pull him, much like Carolina did, to try to wake the team up and also, give yourself a chance because he's just not playing well. And it's historic what he's done to give up 4 goals in every game.
Right. You're gonna hear what it sounded like last night in the post-game press conference here coming up in a second. Not every, but most people watching the series is pretty much thinking the same thing. And here was the back and forth last night with Tortorella after they lost again.
John, did you consider at all going to Adin Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation you thought about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
And just cuts him right off.
Well, that's Tortorella.
That's the stupidest question you've ever heard?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then where would this one rank? John, are you going to consider going to Adin Hill for Game 6? Is that even worse? It has to be under consideration, Paulie.
To him, yes, right. But it's that the appropriate question now is what does he have to do to get pulled? What will it take for you to make a change?
It's a great question.
It's apparently nothing.
I mean, if he allows 2 softies in the first in Game 6,
got to do it.
Don't you think the players are saying something here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's hard. It's hard from the Utah series. But remember what he said in that series, which it's an incredible run. But remember, they were down in the third period of the first 5 games of that series. And a big reason why it was hard, and the fans were calling for a goalie change. Mm-hmm. I think even Mike Palm and Derek Stevens said it as well, and were shocked by it. But he goes, no, I trust Carter. He'll figure it out, which he did. But now he's going back to the Carter Hart from the first round.
And maybe there's that thing where, look, this has been a discussion on this show throughout the week. We've heard it from a couple of people at least, that the deal was Tortorella was going to be the coach until the end of the playoffs, or until the end of June, basically. And Dennis Bernstein was on the show yesterday. He kind of cemented that thought. And it's like, win or lose, he's gone. Not going to come back next year. And so maybe like the passion for Tortorella to actually, because Carter Hart's his guy, clearly. And so maybe he just like, my decision. I don't care if we lose and this guy gives up 6 goals. I'm going to go to war with him, and I don't care what any single human being has to say about it because I'm gone at the end of the year anyway. And that's, look, they got rid of Cassidy with 8 games to go. Maybe management has to say something here. Maybe they got to pull him aside and say, hey, pal, we want to, I know that you're probably done, but we would like to win another Stanley Cup, and we don't think that we can do it right now with Carter Hart. You got to pull the plug.
Or it's just to give us the best chance to win, and I'm sticking by my guy. But that goes back to C.J. Stroud did not give you the best chance.
He did not at all.
He was killing you in the playoff games. You should have blew out the Steelers, and you should have beat the Patriots.
Right.
What he was doing. So the other thing is this incredible run. I don't know if we ever see this again. Before the Stanley Cup final, Stahl was 500-1 to win the Conn Smythe. You mentioned it earlier in the week that during Game 4, he was 175-1 at FanDuel. He's now minus 120. He has gone. What is this? Have we seen this before? From 500-1 to minus 120 in a span of 5 games.
I can't imagine.
No.
In any sport, like how could we? When it's going to drop that much, that big of a. So I like to pay attention to the live stuff during most evenings. And for Game 4, I'm on the app, and I'm on plenty of apps, and I happen to be on FanDuel. And after he scored the first goal, Paulie, right there, 175-1, and I'm stuck. I can't do a damn thing about it because Boyd is here, and they're kind of an offshoot of FanDuel, but they don't offer everything that FanDuel has. So Boyd doesn't have up Conn Smythe. I don't think. Am I wrong on this? Does any book have up Conn Smythe in Nevada?
I believe they take it all down.
They have to take it down once the
NBA.
Yeah. Yes. So it would have been like, okay, but all of a sudden, like during the game, I got to call a bunch of people. Can you see if you can get down? I'm not going to drive to Arizona during the game. That's not going to happen. And I just had to watch it drop from 175-1. When he scored again in that game, it was 9-1. I was like, oh, that'd be nice to have a piece of that. But I'm completely SOL right now. And so it does pay to pay attention to this stuff as well during the games, no doubt about that. But man, oh man, when Jonathan Davis came on the show that day, he was 100.
Right.
And they bumped him back up live during the game, and it was still 175-1 after he scored that first goal. It's insane,
right,
man.
And he got 2. But now he has 6 goals in the 5 games. So it's bananas.
Is he going to win it by default?
Dennis Bernstein might have a point what he said yesterday, because now I think he's moved up to 22nd in points now.
Yeah.
Or 21st in points. But he scored again, and I think he has the 5th most goals. But you still don't know what the voters are going to do. And maybe Dennis could be wrong on that, or maybe he's right. But this is maybe the odds are wrong as well. Maybe he shouldn't be $1.20. I don't think OG should be plus 210.
You think he should be higher than that?
I think he should be higher, right. And I still think, and I talked to Brian Mahoney today, he would go with Brunson, and I know we mentioned Bontemps and Windhorst would go with OG. I just think that Brunson has been so good. I know the inefficiency, the issues early on, but I just think Brunson carrying them and the epic comeback, I think will carry the day if the Knicks close them out.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that the closing opportunities here that Brunson has had and came through with them throughout many games in the fourth quarter, I think that's going to be a lasting memory for a lot of the voters, and they're not going to be able to look past that. And I think that Brunson will probably still, well, again, what's going to happen in the next 2 games or 3 games. So we'll expand on the finals coming up, and a bet that I think I finally landed on, San Antonio taking money for that game tomorrow night.
Good.
Also, we have Team USA tonight, first game, World Cup, SoFi Stadium in LA against Paraguay. Luke, our producer, who's actually off today, he's in Nashville for a bachelor party, but he's doing write-ups for the World Cup the entire time. He has a great breakdown and reminder here that the U.S. in FIFA rankings, they're 14th overall. They played 4 international friendlies, Paulie. And of those 4 matches, 1 was a win, 3-2 over Senegal, number 16 overall. The other 3 came against Belgium, number 9, Portugal, number 5, and Germany, number 10. U.S. was outscored by 9-3, but Paraguay, they've had 3 matches, and they defeated Greece, number 47 overall, 1-0, and dominated Nicaragua, number 131 in the rankings, 4-0. They did lose to 8th-ranked Morocco, 2-1. He has the U.S. minus 110. Both teams have scored no, minus 130. And a USA money line, both teams have scored no, parlay plus 190.
2.5 the total up on Pauly Market. Get there, whether it's World Cup, basketball, or hockey, the action nonstop, and Pauly Market lets you cash out before the final buzzer. Unlike your typical book, where you're locked in the second you place your bet. Polymarket gives you control of your position the whole way through. Download the app. Get started with free $50. Use code BUZZ at Polymarket. Code BUZZ. Check local regulations before trading. Trading not available in all jurisdictions.
Last night, another reminder, and yesterday, that it's a joy to watch. I don't care. Fill in the blank with whatever country, because tonight it's going to be awesome to watch Team USA.
That was a nice comeback. It was 12-1.
Yeah, it was. But to see, first of all, Circa Sports yesterday, this book was absolutely sold out to capacity. And the Mexican fans are awesome. And they will, I mean, they'll fill up a ballroom of 8,000 people across the city. And they love this club. And the same thing did you see that in San Francisco last night with South Korea? The place is absolutely on fire.
Yeah. 12-1 in play.
Damon Bruce said it looked like the 49ers on the road last night.
Yeah. It's a good one.
With their fans.
Yeah.
Damon Bruce, longtime radio host up in San Francisco.
I still love what they're doing here at Circa. That every match they have yes, no goal in the first 10 minutes. And the no is like -$6. How many times is that going to happen? Now, coming up, you're going to see some huge prices in some countries that are outmatched and outmanned and some big favorites. But still, I wonder how many times that the yes is going to cash in this tournament. But that's a great prop.
Yeah, it really is. And I know, again, a bunch of Canadian fans, it is squeaky bum time as they trail Bosnia right now 1-0 in the 50th minute. Second half is finally underway. All right, this bet has cashed in 4 straight games of the NBA Finals with relative ease. And I think this is the bet I have settled on for Game 4 tomorrow night. I'll tell you what that is next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Update here, second half, World Cup. Canada against Bosnia. Oh, that was a great... Oh, how did that not go in? That would have been Bosnia? No, that would have been Canada with a chance. And that would have been the equalizer here.
Bosnia, even money to win.
Oh, man.
2.5 under -160. Both teams to score, yes, -210.
How'd that goal not go in?
Let's draw. Draw 2-1.
Okay.
54th minute, getting juicy. This is fun.
What an opportunity there.
Yep.
And a blown one at that.
Yep.
I got to give a shout out here to longtime VSiN listener Mike Durso, who lives in New York. I met him several times here in Las Vegas. Great dude. He went to Game 4 at the Garden.
Oh, I'm jealous.
And he said it's the greatest experience imaginable. And I said, you got to be kidding me, man. Tell me more about it. He said, I had to go. The last time the Knicks had the chance, I was 9. That's my son's age. Now, that's awesome perspective right there.
It is. And I also wanted to give Stanford Steve some love because he came on the show, and I was watching their podcast with SVP. And they said, I've been asked 100 times, is that the best sporting event you've been to? And they're not good with lists, but they say, yeah, and prisoner of the moment. But yeah. I mean, it's just hard. If you're a Knicks fan or you love sports, I just don't know how you top that with that atmosphere, environment, and the all-time comeback. What collapse, choke, whatever you want to say, but for the Knicks to rally down 29.
You can top it into Game 6.
Yes.
Back at home, if we get one.
I'm not saying this is a road game, but Knicks fans are buying plenty of tickets because also, it's much cheaper. We've been through this many times. They took over Philly. They took over Cleveland. And I don't know if they can take over San Antonio, but there'll be plenty of Knicks fans there tomorrow as they try to win it for the first time since '73. So whether you're talking airfare, hotel, and a meal, still cheaper to do that than to get a ticket at the Garden.
Don't blame them. So I said yesterday on the show, and I basically kind of outlined how I thought the series was going to go throughout the entire week. And I did call Game 4 the trickiest one for me to figure out. And I had a bet on the Knicks in that game on the money line. I have no idea how I cashed, but I'm not going to complain about it, obviously. And and I said yesterday, I think the Spurs bounce back. I don't have a problem with them trying to shake this off, and they're saying all the right things. But however, I told you yesterday on the show I was waiting for a better number. I didn't know which way this was going to go. It's up to 5.5. Now, I don't want to lay 5.5. So I think what I'm going to do is I hope the Spurs win this game to get a Game 6, and that because my dream is to bet the under in Game 6. That's what I really want to have happen. So I think I'm going to go with the first quarter with the Spurs in this game because they have been incredible, obviously, in this spot. And the exact numbers here now on San Antonio, they are 4-0 in the first quarter. They've outscored the Knicks by 7, 9, 11, and 18. That's in order from Game 1 to Game 4. They're 12-2-2 winning the first quarter since they dropped Game 1 to the Timberwolves many, many moons ago. Also, teams off a loss favored in the first quarter in the playoffs, 22-9-1. The Spurs in the first quarter in the postseason, 15-5-2. The Spurs ATS in the first quarter, 12-7. However, they're 9-1 in the last 10. So I think I'll bet the Spurs first quarter, and that's it. And if they lose the game, then I win my Knicks series bets that I have on it. And I won't get a chance to bet the under in Game 6.
If I'm the Knicks, I try to bait Wemby and see if something can happen here as well. Now, do you want to rough him up? Do you want to try to get a little dirty yourself? Because, Alvarado was trying some stuff and going low on him. It didn't work out. Either you have to go all in or you don't do it. You can't go in between. And that's what they did in the last game. But he moved one step closer to the automatic suspension after he got his second flagrant foul in Game 4. And a lot of Knicks fans were furious he got away with what he did to Alvarado and also Brunson. So you can try to rough him up. You can also try to bait him. He also has to respond. He was bad in the second half, but also why did he play that many minutes? That's on Johnson as well. Missing the free throws is unacceptable, but he gets the extra day of rest. And Johnson also came out and said, Fox is my guy. I'm backing him. With the game on the line in the fourth quarter, he's going to be out there again. So like we just discussed with Tortorella, and would Vegas make any changes, Johnson isn't going to do any.
No,
and I don't like Fox's laissez-faire attitude, saying, well, it is what it is. And they don't have my phone number. I don't hear it. I don't watch those shows. He was horrendous and killed them and was a big reason why they blew that lead in the last game.
Here's the exact quote from Spurs coach Mitch Johnson. I don't really get into social media. I've probably been fired 212 times, and we've probably traded De'Aaron Fox 72 times. People have their opinions. I don't care. De'Aaron Fox will have the ball in his hands at the end of the game tomorrow. End of quote.
What does Harper have to do? He's been the second best player on this team.
So does Harper get on the court and they take off Champagnie? I'll tell you this. As bad as you think Fox has been in most people's, Keldon Johnson's been a nightmare for the Spurs.
Yeah, yes.
I don't even know how much. I would play Carter Bryant over Keldon Johnson, I think, at a snap call.
Well,
and Dylan Harper should get probably pushing to 40 minutes here in this game.
But he's running the show, and he's turning the ball over and making poor decisions and with bad shot selection. I can't believe it. I trust the 20-year-old, not the guy on the max contract and the veteran.
Right.
But he's got a history.
This is interesting, by the way. So go back. Mike Brown and the Kings in 2023 were an unbelievable story. Hell, on New Year's Day that year, they were 400-1 to win their division. And they did. Light the beam, a lot of fun, taking that region by storm. They eventually lost a 7-game series to the Warriors in the playoffs that year, and the Warriors were the defending champs. But there was a game the following year in 2024, basically that I think got Mike Brown fired, and he was not happy after De'Aaron Fox kind of blew it for him in this game, and here's what Brown had to say 2 years ago.
If you're up 3, you got to guard your man at the three-point line. And there should be no closeout opportunity. No closeout opportunity. We told them that they know the only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And I need to go back and watch the film to see exactly where Fox was, but there was no reason for there to be a hard closeout. We were okay with them scoring a 2 at the rim, so you should not be in position to help at all. You should be hugged up to your man at the three-point line. Everybody should. And why there was a closeout by Fox, I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch the tape. But for sure, 100%, we told our guys, can't give up a 3. Can't give up a three. Can't give up a three. Stay connected. Stay on the high side. Stay on the high side. I even drew an example of if your guy's on the floor, just hop on his high side. The only thing that can hurt us is a three. And we close out and we foul with 3 seconds to go.
Wasn't happy. It was a completely boneheaded play by De'Aaron Fox, and it cost him the game. Fast forward to what happened the other night. A completely boneheaded play or multiple plays by De'Aaron Fox essentially cost them the game. That wasn't the only thing. That was a major reason why. It's bad basketball IQ. He's a very talented player. I loved him at Kentucky. I was making the case that he should have been the second player taken in the draft that year. But my goodness, at the end of game in these situations, he loses his mind. So Johnson is adamant about it, man. You want to talk about a guy being stubborn? Maybe he's lying. Who knows? Maybe it'll unfold a different way. But as of right now, he's going to go out there with, in his mind, the guys that got him here.
Too mmany shots quick in the early in the shot clock as well. I love how the Knicks played in the second half offensively, especially in the fourth quarter. Because when they get that penetration and go to the basket and then they can slash and kick what they were doing, those were wide open looks. So for OG to go 5 for 5, for Alvarado to hit a couple, what Brunson was doing, and some of them were for deep from deep. So they were awesome. But they cannot get caught up in the officiating. And even if they get a bad whistle, which has happened, they lost their minds in the first half too. It was what happened to Towns. Okay, he's frustrated, but then they were so ticked off at the officials, they weren't closing out, and the Spurs were knocking down threes. And next thing you know, you're getting buried, and you're down 27 at the half. They can't do that. And that'll be something to watch too, and see what kind of whistle. If it goes against them, they can't get caught up against it, caught up in it rather, and have to respond.
By the way, I'm on Polymarker right now looking at some of the props for the game. So Dylan Harper has been a rebounding machine, and a couple of games ago he was plus money over 5.5. That has been adjusted. Right now he's a little bit higher than $1.40. So you got to lay a little bit more than $140 to win 100 on Polymarket to get 6 rebounds.
And the Brunson steals have been there too, the last couple of games. And you ladder those pay big. Do
you want to go up to like 3?
That's 10-1, yes.
Okay.
He's had 5, and then he had 3 in the other game. So also with a sloppy team with San Antonio turning over, you get the gift there with some of that too that can happen.
Yeah. Now, don't you want a Game 6 back at the Garden? You're pausing?
Well, I'm okay with it, whatever happens.
Why?
Well, if the Knicks win, I think it's great.
Well, but what if they win in 6 or 7?
Well, the ideal scenario is Knicks in 6, yes. I'm not going to be upset if the Knicks close them out Saturday night. If San Antonio continues to make mistakes and show their inexperience and low basketball IQ, so be it. And then I see history. And I understand Knicks fans, because I was a Cub fan growing up, what they're going through, and even the Red Sox fans, that they can finally see a championship and get this done, and how likable this team is. And just don't burn the city down.
Yeah, right. And that's part of the reason why I think I am just going to settle on the Spurs in the first quarter, because I think they're going to come out with their hair on fire again. But with all these blowing leads, once the Knicks settle down, maybe they come back and get them again. The great Eddie Olczyk on the program next. John Tortorella was asked about making a goalie change during the game last night. We will get Eddie's thoughts to his reaction coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. Thanks for watching, as always, on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Time now to go out to the Progressive guest line as the great Eddie Olczyk joins the program now. He is calling these games for the Cup Final on radio. And Eddie, great to talk to you again today. Thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm well, Mitch and Paulie. Nice to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
We played this audio to begin the show, and we want to play it for you because you have not heard it yet. This was last night after the game, a quick back and forth with a reporter and Torts about possibly making the move at goalie. Here you go.
John, did you consider at all going to Aiden Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation
Oh,
or thought
for
about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
Short and sweet, to the point. What are your thoughts on that?
When I heard the question coming out, I figured that it would be something pretty quick and take a shot at whoever asked that question. I would probably, in that setting, I probably would have responded in a similar fashion. Now, if the question was, did you think about changing the momentum after the second period to start the third period? Did you consider putting Adin Hill in? I took it as, getting him out of there and trying to, get Hill in there sometime during the third period. I would have not. I mean, would I have considered maybe the start of the third period or maybe when the game got out of hand? Yeah, possibly. But Hart is, I know what his numbers are. It's been that kind of a series. I don't think anybody, I was on with you guys right when we were starting the series and felt like it would be a lower scoring type of series. And I think most hockey people kind of felt the same way, and it hasn't been that way. So sometimes you got to ride, the long shots. You got to ride, the over train, and that's what's happened here. So, I get what Torts was feeling and what he said, but everybody's got a job to do, and if you feel it's the right question, you ask it, and you're going to get an answer. You better be prepared what it might be.
He was fired up. He didn't stop there as well. He guaranteed they win Game 6, and we go 7 in Carolina. Do you agree with him?
Well, I thought it was going to be a long series, right? I was with you guys, and I felt, people were saying, Carolina in 5, and, some people thought that it might be a very quick series considering what they had done in the Eastern Conference with only losing 1 game. So here we are, Vegas. All they have to do is hold home ice, Paulie, and head back for Game 7. So I would not be surprised to see us go back. I would lean more yes than no that the series goes to a Game 7, but the lack of predictability in this series has just been when you think a team has got somebody right where they want them, the other team has that courage and that ability to be able to get right back in it. The one thing I will say, and again, I know we've only played 5 games, and maybe we chat after the Cup final is over, but I thought that the series changed in Game 2, 9 minutes left to go in the game. Golden Knights have a 2-0 lead. They win a defensive zone faceoff, and Rasmus Andersson, instead of just skating the puck out or pushing it around the boards on his forehand, he tries to come back the other way, and Logan Stankoven staying right there, and he steals it, and he banks it in, and it's a 2-1 game. And that was the game they eventually won in overtime because we had, 4 goals the last 8 or 9 minutes of that third period of Game 2, and then Jarvis won it on the power play in overtime. But that, to me, is where I thought that the series changed because Vegas, they were getting nothing, that being Carolina, Mitch and Paulie. They only had 5 shots on goal in the second period of that Game 2, and Vegas did a good job the first 10 minutes of that second period of the third period of Game 2, and then all of a sudden, one mistake, and Carolina had all the momentum. So to this point, I think that series, you look at defining plays and moments and what have you, and I know Jordan Staal has been unbelievable, but I just look at that one specific play where Carolina got back in the series, and here they are only 1 win away from going to the Cup, winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, the great Eddie Olczyk, he's calling the games, by the way, on Sports USA Radio. He's going to be out here for Game 6 in Las Vegas as well with the call there. So you mentioned Jordan Staal. He is 54% at Polymarket, odds on to win it there, and at pretty much every other national book as well to win the Conn Smythe. I mean, do you agree with the current market there? Does he win the award eventually, Eddie?
If they win, regardless if he gets another goal or not, you look at the names that he has put himself with to be in the same graphic on television, or us talking about it on radio, or us talking about it here. It's just been incredible things that he's been able to do the first 5 games of these of the Stanley Cup Finals. So if nothing really goofy or crazy happens, I could see it happening for sure. Now, if the guy goes and gets another goal in Game 6, I mean, maybe has another 2-goal game. Maybe it doesn't matter what ends up happening. Does it matter who wins has something to do with the award? I think a little bit, but we have seen it. I remember doing radio back in, I think it was in 03 when I think it was J.S. Giguere of the Anaheim Ducks got the MVP and the Devils ended up winning the Stanley Cup final in 7 games. So it does happen. So if he does, Mitch, if he does get a couple more goals and Carolina finds its way winning, I would say, absolutely. Now, if Mitch Marner has a game and a half tomorrow, Sunday night in Vegas, and can somehow be on the end of something positive for Vegas and win it in Game 7 there, and he's right in the middle of the score sheet, then all of a sudden, I think it becomes a coin flip, and we'll see how it happens. But yes, Jordan Staal certainly at the front of the line.
You were on the 1994 Rangers that won the Stanley Cup and ended the long drought. They hadn't won it since 1940. You know
54 years, Paulie.
I know. So what do you think? Tell us what Knick fans are going through, and going back to that, because you did it, and now it can happen with another team in New York. And also, if you think the fans are going to behave if they can close this out.
Yeah. I would say ironic, but took the Rangers, half of the tenant at MSG. Took them 54 years. Took us 54 years to win a Stanley Cup, and now the Knicks are on the verge of 53 years. Knick fans waiting, and I tell people all the time, and I was a very small part of that team in New York, and it was awesome, and I'm glad we were able to bring it to the city and Ranger fans most importantly. But I tell people all the time in New York, or even friends of mine, I go, I'm a Cubs fan. We had to wait 108 years. So, yes. I mean, 54 years isn't that long, really, when you really think about it. I hope, I know Knick fans will, if they do it, I think they are going to end up going back for Game 6. I do believe that. I think if anything gets out of hand, it's not going to be, the true Knick fans. And I hope that I hope they celebrate. I hope they have a great time. They're going to have an unbelievable parade if they can somehow find a way to finish things off. I mean, we back in 94, we had a 3-1 lead going home.
Right.
And we fell behind. I think it was 3-0 in Game 5. We came back. We made it a game. Didn't play well. We lost. We had to fly all the way back to Vancouver. We played the worst game of the year, I think, in Vancouver. We got our heads handed to us. The only saving grace was being tied 3-3. We had 2 days off in between Game 6 and Game 7. We eventually won that by 1 goal and win the Stanley Cup for the first time in 54 years. So I hope everybody behaves. But you're always going to have problems. Doesn't matter where it is. But I think it'd be an unbelievable parade. I'm just going to say, I don't think it's going to be as good as our parade in 94, but it'll be pretty close.
Yeah. Awesome perspective. Thanks so much for the time. We love talking to you. Safe flight out here tomorrow, and have a great call on Game 6 coming up this weekend, Eddie.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Eddie Olczyk, he'll be on the call for Sports USA Radio on Sunday night.
Goals leader, Conn Smythe, as Mitch mentioned. Assists leader. It's all up there at Pauly Market and live trade the Stanley Cup Final. Sunday night, get $50 on Pauly Market. Use code BUZZ, and we're brought to you by Pauly Market. Get in on the action with the free $50. Use code BUZZ at Pauly Market.
Hey-o! Canada with the equalizer.
Big 78th minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-1 now. And by the way, when you sign up at Pauly Market, make sure you remember this. You have to do it on the app. You cannot do it on your desktop. It must be done when you use that code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z, to get $50. It must be done on the app. And, boy, that's absolutely huge. Panic mode is now dialed down a little bit here for Canadian soccer fans. Win-lose up next. Pauly says you're never going to see a move like this ever again on Follow the Money. This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
5 Stanley Cup final. Nothing too crazy. Dorothea, first goal, 15-1. To score twice, 19-1. Stahl, anytime goal, 4-1. Sixth goal of the series. First Carolina goal, 12-1. Svechnikov to score twice, 19-1. Exact score, 4-2 Carolina, 19-1. Carolina, 4+ goals in every game. And Hart, the first goalie to allow 4+ in the first 5 games. You'll never see this again. Stahl, to win the Conn Smythe before the series started, was 500-1. During Game 4 at FanDuel, 175-1. He's now minus 120 to win the award. In a span of, 10 days and 5 games. Absolute insanity. World Cup, Mexico, South Africa, each team to have a red card, 33-1. As Meat Man said, I think it was off the air, 3 red cards, 80-1. South Korea in play, 12-1, and plus 185 to win the second half. Meat Man went 3-1 on his picks and props yesterday as well. And there was some stuff you can ladder in the WNBA. And all of a sudden, Angel Reese is on fire offensively. 25 points last night, 17 and 18 in the previous games. Gray for the Aces hit 9 threes. And Boston and Clark became the first teammates to score, have 30-point double-doubles in their win in overtime.
The game of the year is tomorrow, by the way, in the WNBA. The Aces get the Lynx, and I think the total might be a little bit too short.
What is it?
171.5 was the first number that I saw.
I think you're right. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. 2 good dog videos today. Oh, we got Jack Russell's. Oh, this is excellent. Playing catch, put the ball in and go get it, right? I don't need a human. All I need is a machine. Drop the tennis ball in there, gather around, shoot that sucker out, and away we go. And then we're entertained for a couple hours there. That's excellent. We see this a lot with the retrievers, too, where they do this with that toy that people have in the backyard. That's awesome. That's fantastic. And I think this is New York City with the Skechers dog. I think it's got to be him, where he goes up and poses. Hey, that's me. I'm the Skechers dog. Stand up. It's next to the human and right in front of the picture and the portrait, and then jump into the owner's arms. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, that's me, buddy. Yeah, you want me to autograph it and sign it? That's phenomenal. Sports Calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. They've been winning for 15 straight years. All of it documented and everything posted publicly at sharpplays.com. Respected, watched, and feared. Great World Cup analysis, daily Mr. Poison tweets. Get the Telegram as well. Sign up now and start winning with them at sharpplays.com. Reaching out to over 500 sources and bettors worldwide across all sports. Sent out to subscribers in real time. Jeff and the crew been with us since day one. Support them. They support us. Start winning with them. Sharpplays.com.
I asked Eddie Olczyk a follow-up here during the break. If he would actually, if he's Torts, should he make the move to Aiden Hill for Game 6 Sunday night Stanley Cup? Eddie's response, no way. Would not do it.
I would pull him.
If it gets ugly early?
If he gives up a couple early, or there's a softie.
How would you attack him if you're Carolina?
I just continue to put pucks on the net. That's everything, because remember the 4-0 lead they blew too. Where it's, sometimes you make the difficult save, but you have problems with the easy one.
I think that's got to be the message going into the game.
I think it was the second goal is inexcusable. That cannot happen in the Stanley Cup final.
Totally agree.
That's a terrible goal. So they have him on the ropes. So they got to take advantage. And this Stahl thing, I cannot believe. From 500 to 1. We know there's a viewer who's got 225 to 1, and Jonathan Davis gave out 100 to 1 before Game 4 as well. So this is like Sam Bennett all over again, who was we got him last year 45 to 1. But at least he was outstanding the whole playoffs. Stahl has really stepped it up because 500 to 1 entering the Stanley Cup final, and then to be the favorite after 5 games is pure insanity.
Let me give you this here, a little college baseball right now, because Troy is battling West Virginia right now. And it is 5-5 right now in the bottom of the 8th, but it looks like the Mountaineers are threatening. I think they have a couple of runners on with no outs the way it looks. Jeff Davis from here at Circa, who's in charge of the college baseball numbers, he tweeted this out before the game. So Troy is much bigger as a dog on a neutral versus West Virginia than they were at Florida. This line is completely insane. And Troy has been game the entire time after they dropped down 1-0 right away.
It came down. Troy was like plus 250, right?
Well, I think it kept going. I think it went the other way late before the game. And is that, I can't tell if that's a hit or not. Is that going to score some runs? I believe the Mountaineers just took the lead the way it looks here. So they go back up now in the bottom of the 8th inning. But Troy took I think it was a 4-1 lead in this game, or a 3-1 lead.
It's 7-5.
That was a 2-run. Okay, all right. Yeah. And I am wearing the burnt orange today in honor of, not in honor, but it's for our good friend Paul Stone, because he came on, I don't remember the exact date, but it was either before the college baseball season started or as it was getting underway, and he had like this dynamite information and just like analysis on why he thought the Texas Longhorns were worth a bet to win the College World Series. He gave out them at, I think it was 8 or 8.50 to win it. And so I'm pulling for our guy Paul Stone to get that one home this weekend. And they start with Georgia obviously tomorrow, favored in that game. And Georgia, they won the SEC, the regular season. They won the conference tournament as well. And some people are questioning how a team this good could possibly be that big of a dog in the game. Mm-hmm. But I just hope that Paul's call back, I think it was in February, March, whatever, comes through for him, because that would be awesome. And again, like
how about it's a brand new bracket? When we were there last year, it's like none of the teams made it back.
That's right.
How strange is that? Yes.
Yeah. And McAfee's on hand today because West Virginia made it, obviously. We were at Rocco's last year. West Virginia is already, I believe Rocco's tweeted out, West Virginia is already top 10 all-time Jell-O shots. They were pushing 8,000 before the game even started today. It's a great scene down there, right next to the stadium.
Yes. That if there's one program that can catch LSU, I'd say it's West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Get after it.
Do you have a bet yet on the USA match for tonight?
No, just in play. I hope we win. It's again FIFA rankings. We're 17, they're 40. But nothing that I like.
Nothing yet.
Nope.
I reached out to a couple.
I'll watch Meatman and Nigel if they give out any props. And Meatman was so good. One guy he gave out shots on goal, actually scored. So that was excellent. But just hope we win, and it's going to be fantastic now into this weekend, starting with us playing Friday and then the UFC card and Stanley Cup and the NBA.
Well, as much fun as the World Cup is every 4 years, for us here, obviously, I mean, in the country, if the USA could actually go on a deep run, I mean, when they make it out of the group stage and they're playing like previous World Cups, it's the round of 32, whatever. Hey, this is a blast. They might actually do something this year, and there's some hope. And I love seeing the reaction from different cities across the country where it doesn't matter. It could be Sacramento, Kansas City, Cincinnati, all over the place.
Did you play the 53 seconds prop?
I did not because I did not.
I got to look at this. If Circa lets you parlay the no goal in the first 10 minutes.
Someone pointed out that I think we got one in the 9th minute in the Mexico match.
Did they score that early?
Yeah. So my whole thing is, I think if you played the yes on every one, you might come out ahead.
I think early on, yes, because there's some big favorites. And I know Cousin Sal was talking about this, that he did a parlay with the big favorites, and it paid small plus money. Because Germany's like 3,000.
Sure.
There's Spain's 1,200. Norway's $5. Portugal's $4. I think there was 5 of them. And you get small plus price on those, and that goes up till Wednesday with some of these big favorites.
Yeah,
I don't mind attacking it that way too. And again, the totals. This is where goal differential is so important with the number one tiebreaker. That if you have a opponent that's outmatched, you got to put them to bed.
Sure.
And run it up on them if you can.
Make it 6-1 if you can.
Yes.
I find the logistics fascinating as the event is now here. L.A., Santa Clara, games in Houston, Boston, Vancouver, Toronto, just like all over the entire continent. And as Nigel said, when it was in Qatar 4 years ago, it's like, it's 4 stops on the subway. You go east-west, you get 4 stops that way. You can check out a game every like 3 games in a day, and then go back the other way on the subway and go north-south, and then you can go check out the other 4 stadiums.
All right, looks like a draw here. 3 minutes left with the Canada-Bosnia match. Follow the money, brought to you by Poly Market. Get in on the action with a free $50 using promo code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z. Check it out at Poly Market. Everything you want up there. Politics, weather, mentions, economy, NBA, NHL, new team, Giannis, LeBron. It's incredible. Follow the money. Brought to you by Poly Market. And get your free money. $50, code BUZZ.
Hey, the A's are in Las Vegas for another series. Very high-scoring Game 1 against the Brewers to get the Rockies tonight. We'll talk to Major League Baseball Network star Matt Vasgersian about that game and much more coming up next here on VSiN.